Hey guys, welcome back. So today is Jenny's first brew.
I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. I had Sarah kind of walk me through some stuff because in our last little situation, the big conversation that we've had is I've watched a lot of brewing, I've drank a lot of brewing, but there's still a lot of stuff that I watch without understanding. So the attempt here is that if she can explain it to me so that I can explain it correctly, then it really kind of proves the whole point that like this is something that's very doable. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to perfect. It's an easy thing to do badly. We kind of came to that yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's less intimidating if I feel like I can get my hands dirty. So,
Yeah.
step one, we are doing a Rye IPA today, which means we are using a pretty malt diverse mash build with a large rye addition. So I've drank rye IPAs, so I know that that's going to add spice and some like malty, caramely stuff up front with some of the hoppy stuff in the back. It's a little bit of that hop bitterness without being too aggressive. So
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. So step one, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
She promised me I wouldn't crash and burn. Okay, so we have started warming up 2 gallons of water just so that we can speed the process along. We kind of cheated a little bit.
I just heated it up this morning while I was waiting for Jenny.
We are going to add 5 gallons of water and bring this up to 155 degrees and add the mash so that it comes down to 150 because that's our desired mash temperature.
Yep, and that is 65.5 degrees Celsius.
65.5 degrees Celsius. And we're going to let that go and become mash tea for an hour.
Yep.
Good?
All right.
All right, so now I get to lift heavy things.
Yep.
But wait, just also for the record, I came prepared wearing shoes.
We're both wearing shoes.
You're wearing what? Show that again.
Shoes.
Wait, you're not just wearing shoes. We have a sponsor today.
It's the Virgin Mary.
It's the Virgin Mary. She's the best dressed gal here.
Oh God.
Okay.
Okay.
So how much water's in that?
I don't
Do you
know.
know?
There's markings on the inside of the kettle.
Okay, lift it, set it down. You're off the clock.
This is weird.
She's gonna have a really hard time relinquishing
I know.
control. I'm gonna have to remind her like 9 times.
So this water is just my LA tap water.
I'm gonna wash my hands because you talk all the time about how stuff needs to be sterile.
It doesn't matter right now. It's hot side. So this is considered.
I haven't washed my hands.
Okay, just wash your hands. You're scared?
Sterile.
Sterile. You're never really sterile.
Virgin Mary. Okay. So we're gonna be adding LA tap water. Does this
LA tap water run through a pure filter. It's
pop off?
Here, yeah, I got it. It's just sticky.
All right.
So you see the markings in there? You're just gonna get it right up to the 7-gallon line.
Not a short people sport.
No, when we pull the mash, you're gonna have to stand on it. Actually,
The stool.
yeah, you might need my help. Just because it's like, you gotta lift it straight up. And it's like...
Do you usually do it from a stool or from the ground?
I do it from a chair.
Well, then yeah, you might have to do that. We'll try.
All right.
If the one thing I can't do is pull off the damn tap off these things, it's gonna be really annoying.
It's because you have nails.
Don't usually.
I don't usually, and I don't know. That's good.
All right, and how do I turn this thing on? Can I push the red button?
First, we need to add our insulation. So this is insulation. It's a little sticky because, you know. So it goes,
For the handle?
yeah, it goes like this.
How cute!
So this just insulates it. So because it's an electric kettle, you don't have to worry about like the insulation melting, basically. Because like over a flame, it obviously would. You can tie that pretty tight.
Over a flame, would you still need to insulate it, or is it...
No. Okay. Propane heats up hotter and faster than an electric system. So for electric system, you just kind of want to like give yourself as much help as you can to heat up
You're
things.
going to monitor the temperature digitally, right?
Yeah.
So
that's what this is.
Take an actual temperature.
So that's what this, it's called a thermo well, and it's basically just a chamber that allows you to stick a thermometer in there.
If you're doing it without this kind of a thing in just a normal pot, you'd have to just have like a constant monitor.
Or you have a thermometer that's built into your kettle.
Okay.
But it's not digital, obviously, because it would melt. Okay, so we can turn on our heat. You can press the heat button. And then press the down button. We're gonna you're gonna want to put this at 155. So hit the down.
Oh, I'm looking at
You
SV.
can hold it and it'll go faster.
What does SV stand for?
I don't know.
So vexing.
There was an easier way to
Safely
do that
vital.
I didn't show you, but oh well. There's a much faster way. But now,
Committed.
I know, now that you're committed, I don't want to tell you the faster way.
Carpal tunnel in my fingers. I'm suing.
Who? Me?
These are hoses that are going to connect to this once there's a lid on, and it's going to pump the water and circulate it so that the temperature stays consistent. And we're also going to do that with the mash house.
So it'll just keep circulating because we have the grain in a screen. So it'll pump the water that's got sugar in it from the bottom and then over the mash.
Oh, so like re-tease it. What's it? Steeps.
Essentially.
This makes sense. This is
It
how I have to understand
it
things.
keeps it a more consistent temperature for your mash.
I understand. I just haven't seen these yet. And the screeny thing that we're going to be
You need to connect these now.
Is it over here?
You can do it from wherever.
Show me Obi-Wan.
This one should go on the bottom. Okay, so these are quick releases. So you pull them back to connect them.
I see.
And you can put that one right here. Did you ruin my computer? Okay, and then push it back in. Perfect.
Done?
And then this goes on the closest valve to you, on the pump.
Oh, this is the pump. That was the part
Yeah.
that was missing. On this side?
Yeah.
And is this our in or our out?
So that's our in. So it's gonna go from the kettle into the pump and then from the pump to the top of the lid. So go ahead and do the other side. I always screw up getting this one on all the way and it just sprays water.
We're going to try not to do that today, guys.
I know, we're gonna be more appropriate than I usually am.
You shouldn't have told me. That would have been really funny, but it happened to me though.
Nah, it wouldn't have.
Big screen or little screen?
Big screen. Big screen, we can put that in now.
So this is the thing that is like the giant tea bag that we're going to be putting all of the grain and malted stuff in, right?
Yep,
So we have to take the lid off.
yep.
You told me to put the lid on.
Well, it's easier to connect it when it's on. And usually I don't put the screen in until the grain is gone.
You told me to put it in.
No, you're fine. You're fine, you're good. You're doing it better than I usually do it.
I'm really nervous, guys.
Okay,
So we won't put the mash in until it's at 150, right?
yeah. So we're at 99 right now.
Can we start looking at the different grains?
We can. We're gonna do that in a second, but first we need to start recirculating this.
Oh, we have to turn the pump on.
So how you do this is you want to prime your pump first. So you need to get liquid in the pump or it'll scream at you like
So you
a
have to
pig.
do in or out first.
So you need to open the valve on the,
This side.
yeah. So, yeah. And then
Now it's properly lubricated.
now there's
Just
water.
generously.
There's water even in here now. So we can go ahead and start the pump. The pump is a button. Don't be afraid. If it starts to squeal, we're going to re-record this. Just FYI.
What if I start to squeal?
You can squeal. That's fine. Okay. So hit the pump button. You did it!
Guys, for the record, I know there's only water in here, but I'm starting to brew beer right now. Me.
You are. Okay, so now what we need to do is our water additions.
So wait, we're adding more water?
No.
With LA water, there's a certain chemical compound that naturally is in there. Things like chlorine or whatever that come inside water. We are going to add other minerals that enhance a beer or help balance a beer, including, so we are adding gypsum, which according to the interweb, is going to highlight and bring up the hops flavor and really allow that to shine, so to speak. And then the other couple things that we're adding are Epsom salt and calcium chloride, because those are things that we need to balance the flavor with the other ingredients in the water and everything. And it's magic.
And it's magic.
Chemistry!
Fermentation is magic. All right, so here's my scale.
Okay.
So this scale doesn't read the points, so you're just gonna get close, basically. Just go ahead and add Epsom salt first because it's heavier than you think it is.
And we're doing 1.5.
It doesn't take much. All right, now
Shit.
dump some back in. Just take
'cause I
that
got a big
chunk
old
back.
chunk. I take fast in this stuff.
Okay, so zero out at your scale again. We're just gonna add them all to this. So yeah. And then this is calcium chloride,
Which we need.
1.2. So do it slowly. All right, you're there. Perfect. And then gypsum. Gypsum's lighter than everything else. It's kind of bizarre. It's like gypsum's basically chalk.
Be curious, like, what does it actually do to the flavor?
It's supposed to like make it like a crisp hop flavor. So 6.7 grams.
So this is all information that if I were to do this on my own without you over my shoulder, I would have found this information somewhere on like the guides that exist with all the brewing websites and stuff.
So the way we get our recipe is through this app called Brewfather.
There are other people who have trial and errored and done all the work so that people like me who don't know what they're doing can cheat.
And they all have calculators and stuff to like figure out your water profile and figure out how many hops you need and figure out how much malt you need. So, and then we've also got a brewer's friend checklist for brew in a bag.
At this point, a lot of this stuff, do you know, that's 6, do you want to do a little more?
Yeah.
At this
You
point,
can go to 7.
do you trust yourself on certain things that you started amending some of these recipes as long as you've been doing it?
I don't usually amend the water additions, but like, yeah, I mean, I basically choose whatever malts and hops I want.
Because like if I were to go on, I would read the descriptions of what people are like, this beer tastes like XYZ, and then I would follow it like to a T.
You can, so a lot of these apps have like recipes that other people have made and you can download.
Yeah.
And like I have some that you can download, and I always post a link to the recipe when I post it.
Yeah, but when you've, I guess that I'm answering my own question. When you and I have sat and we've talked about the recipes, you've talked about what you're changing. I'm just going to use this yeast or whatever. But yeah, the answer is I wouldn't do that. Follow to a T.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just dump that right in, and if any sticks to the lid, you can take the sprayer and just like dunk it under. But don't spray my
By the way,
house.
I didn't realize that was how that was going to be, and it's just like peeing into the thing.
So our water additions are done. Okay, so now we need to do our malts.
So we're going to get ready to build the mash. So she already kind of showed me what the different malts are, but I am really excited to actually see them side by side and taste them and smell them, and I'm curious to see if I can tell the difference. So this Rye PA is going to be built with 6 pounds of Pilsner malt, 3 pounds of rye, 2 pounds of Vienna malt, 8 ounces of, oh, I didn't have you help me pronounce these. Hold on. 8 ounces of Carapils Carafoam, 8 ounces of Carastan, and 3.2 ounces of Caramunich.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Metric, it is 2.722 kilograms Pilsner malt, 1.361 kilograms rye, 907 grams Vienna malt, 227 grams Carapils and Carafoam, 227 grams Carastan, 91 grams Caramunich malts. All right, let's see these bad boys.
Okay, I'm gonna take this because there's a lot. So here's rye.
Right, open. Oh, you want me to use my teeth?
No, not at all.
And you can eat these, right? I can taste this.
This is
I
Pilsner.
mean, you have red. Don't you think it's gonna be similar?
Probably.
So the rye doesn't smell like anything. It's milder than I thought. It's nutty. I wonder if you have to cook it to get some of that. Like when I think about rye bread, if you eat the little rye in the rye bread, they're really like tangy and spicy. I wonder if you have to cook it to get that out. Because this, here, you wanna try? It's pretty mild though. It kind of just tastes like trail mix.
Oh, that's tasty.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but or like what's that cereal? The nut that looks like gerbil food?
Grape nuts?
Yeah.
It does taste like grape nuts.
I don't mind it though. Kind of like I wonder if it's bad for me.
It's nice.
I'm not going to eat any more though because I don't know if it's going to like make my intestines explode. The Pilsner kernels are much bigger. Really taste totally different. The Pilsner ones are a little sweeter. Have you ever tasted these side by side like this?
Not the rye.
The Pilsner's really, I kind of like the Pilsner too. This is weird eating this. It's a little sweet.
If you chew it longer, it'll get sweeter.
Almost, there's something almost citrusy in it.
So this is the Caramunich.
Ooh, that's really interesting. It starts off like Honey Nut Cheerios and then gets a little bit more bitter in the back. Like it tastes much more roasty and salty, or not salty, roasty and
It does start like Cheerios.
But then you taste like almost cooked.
So this should kind of give it a little toasty, like crust
Tastes
flavor.
like corn nuts. Like it finishes like corn nuts.
Yeah.
That's so cool. It starts so sweet though.
All good. This happens frequently.
There might be some molds on the ground, guys. Sorry.
They don't care.
I thought that said gold pits.
Gold pits.
Vienna. This one seems kind of more neutral. Biscuity notes, huh? That one feels a lot hardy. Wow. That just is like really flowery.
Carafoam?
Yeah. It's just like, it's more, it's not a lot of flavor. It tastes like uncooked dough.
Oh yeah, it does.
This one tastes like oat bread.
Let's
There's
get
one more, right? Carastan is the last one for me.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so interesting.
Right.
So sweet. Kind of spicy. Get your hands out of the bag.
Pilsner first.
Is that one?
Pilsner.
Is this Pilsner?
That's not Pilsner.
Damn it. Pilsner, we need 6 pounds.
Which is 2.72 kilograms.
Next is 3 pounds of the rye.
Which is 1.36 kilograms. Oh, you know what? Oh, well.
What?
We're supposed to mash or grind rye and the other different, but I grind so finely that I don't think it'll matter. Keep going.
Next is 2 pounds Vienna. Is it all gonna fit in here?
And it is 907 grams of Vienna going in.
8 ounces of Carapils and is it 2?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Slowest mash build you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up. I'm being precise. And 8 ounces, or 3.2 ounces. Oh, just wait for this one. For the Caramunich.
Oh, by the way, that was 227 grams of Carapils or Carafoam, and this is 227 grams of Carastan. Yeah, okay, she's doing Caramunich right now.
That's what I said. 3.2 Caramunich.
Oh, you just did Carastan.
Right.
Duh, sorry. I'm fucking it up.
But did we do the Carafoam?
No, Carafoam's right here.
Well, I'm already doing this.
Okay, yeah.
And then this one's 8 ounces of the... This is the Carafoam.
Yeah.
But it's also 8 ounces, so we didn't mismeasure.
No. And 8 ounces is 227 grams.
Done! Look, Mom, I made a mash build!
All right, now we gotta grind it. Yeah, mill it. It's not grinding, it's milling.
It's not grinding, it's milling, but you know what it sounds like? Grind, 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 grind.
So, in here, see that gap? Mm-hmm. We can change that. So we can make it less wide or more wide.
And you prefer it to be really fine?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we're doing a brew in a bag, so you can. It makes your efficiency more so that you can spend less money on grain because you have to use less grain.
When you grind it finer, you get more out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I like to do first is take a handful of grain, throw it in the top, and then...
Like a mug or something that I can use?
We're going to just dump it in.
Yes! Jenny's tool! Okay.
So take a handful first.
That's what I use the mug for. So I don't get it everywhere.
Like, this is a handful. That was a high handful.
My hand's smaller than yours a little bit. Whatever,
All right,
it's gonna work.
So it's tight. Just put your hand on there, and then go for it. Okay, so it's working. So now you can dump this whole thing in there.
She says easily.
That's fine.
All of it?
Yeah.
What if it doesn't fit?
It should fit.
I don't think it's gonna fit.
Well, then you can just leave some in the bucket.
This is what I hear at 8:30 in the morning sometimes.
Not anymore. All right, so if you take you kind of gotta hold both. So then I just smack it a few times because it's basically got flour stuck to the bottom, and then like lift it up and smash it on. That keeps my stuff clean. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is how fine our malt is. It's basically flour. It's like
sand.
Coarse flour. It does look like sand. So the reason you can't throw it in a food processor is because you want these husks that you see to stay intact. So if you grind these up, they can make an astringency in your beer because they have tannins the same way that grape skins do in tea bags. Like you can get a like really strong tea flavor.
Okay, we're turning off the pump, but we're not turning off the heat. We're removing the lid, correct? Mm-hmm. Where shall I put the lid?
Here, this is what I like to do. Because it's got water in here, so I just feed this through here. Kind of hold it and keep the liquid from getting anywhere. That's good.
Okay.
It'll stay below the line.
And then we are pouring the mash in because we have reached our desired temperature of 155. And I'm pouring this into the mesh basket that's already in there.
If you pour and stir at the same time, it works better.
I don't know if I can. You know, it looks like wet. It looks like wet sand, like really rocky wet sand.
Yeah, just keep stirring it. You want to get rid of any clumps.
Do I keep stirring for a little bit just to make sure?
Let me just
see. I told you we're gonna get your hands in there.
I'm just making sure there's no clumps. There's one. Yeah, looks good.
Very oatmeal-y.
All right, put the lid back on.
Do we still circulate this, or do you still pump it, or is it done?
You do, but you gotta rehook it up.
Right.
No, you can just leave it in there. It'll help us in the future. There you go.
Great. So the temperature.
So you're gonna need to
drop a little bit.
You should put the temperature down to 150 and then hit set after. Okay, so now we set a timer for an hour and we talk to people on the internet.
Set timer for 1 hour. And now we hit pump.
Yeah.
Pump on. Pump off.
Yep. So we're gonna pull our mash. So, yeah, it's gonna be hot.
Glove gloves?
You're gonna want, you're right-handed?
Yeah.
You're gonna want a right hand glove. And then...
Look at all the foam. I want to pick it up and blow bubbles. Can I put this here?
Yeah. So basically you're gonna take this handle, you're gonna lift directly up, and then you're gonna feed these under the screen to hold it up.
Under the bottom of it?
Yeah. I think I should help you with this.
I'm gonna see.
Just let it drain as you go, because it's the water, so it's really heavy. All right, rest it. There you go. Just keep holding it for a sec.
You have another one that goes on the other side, right?
I have 2 more. This is actually really easy with 2 people. She says as she's not holding any of the grain. Okay, you can let it go.
I don't know if I would have been able to do that without both hands.
Yeah. So you can...
You were stronger than me. I just didn't realize you were that much stronger than me.
Go ahead and stir it to get some of the water out. We're just going to let this drain. But while we let it drain, we should turn our heat back on to get it to boiling. Do you want me to do it?
Oh.
Okay.
You said there was an easier way to change temperature.
Yeah. Okay, so if you hit the up button, you can just go over and up. Set. I know, sorry. You can also mush it with your hand if you don't do it too hard.
I don't want to touch it.
Okay, here, do you want the other glove? You can do it with both hands.
Because it's going to be mushy. And I like mushy things. So.
Just don't press too hard because the screen can pop. I usually just let it drain until it's almost boiling.
Look at my face. You get it? Well, now I just made a mess for no reason. I guess that was kind of stupid.
What?
That I've got these gloves all dirty.
That's fine.
Could inseminate a cow with these.
You could.
Bitch. I don't want to do that. Okay. So I need to go wash these off, yeah?
Yeah. Yep, and we will just wait until it's heated up, and then we will start our boil. And this is just gonna drain. So this video ended up significantly longer than I had expected. So I'm gonna post part 2, which is the boil and the yeast pitch and, you know, hop additions in 2 days. So check back on Thursday for that video. And I hope that this was a little more enlightening than my videos usually are. Usually I go pretty fast. So I think actually having to teach someone like who's physically there was probably a good thing. At least I hope it was. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I've got a Patreon going if you want merch, ad-free videos, early videos, shout outs, happy hour. Check the link above. And I want to thank my newest patron, Ryan Murphy. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you guys next time. Running. That's gonna fuck it up. Okay. We're covered.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm nervous.
Me too.
What are we doing today, Sarah?